Soup and shake diets don't work, Hancock. They don't work. It's now 2020. The health and wellness space has been around for I don't know how many years. It's worth however many billion pounds, and a lot of it is unfortunately propped up by stupid things, silly things, things that people waste so much time, money and effort on investing in, i.e. things like soup and shake diets. Let me tell you why. The obesity levels in the UK are a problem. Definitely. We've got somewhere in the region of 60% of the British population, of the UK population, who would be classed as either overweight or obese. 61%, that is scary, and it's even higher up here in Yorkshire, okay? It's pretty much 6 in 10 are walking around with excess weight or are obese. And it's our mission here in York to try and change that. To change that, I'll take that try word out, okay? To change that by helping people to understand that it's not about quick fixes and fads. It's not about that magic pill that you're not having. It's not about the one vegetable that you're not eating yet because that somehow burns lots of fat. To lose weight, to lose the fat, more importantly, not just weight, to lose the fat, we have to be in a sustainable calorie deficit, okay? Maybe I'm preaching to the converted, or maybe I'm trying to teach someone to suck eggs here, but Hancock, why are you dishing out soup and shake diets to people who are already overweight or obese? Because it's as much a mental and mindset and a relationship issue with food as it is a physical issue, okay? These people who are overweight and obese, they've got to a certain level, or they've got to a certain part of their lives where they've probably tried those things before. They've had the soups and shakes. They've been to the clubs that watch your weight, or they've been to that club that helps you slim down, or they've had that magic pill, they've drank that detox tea, they've done that stupid soul-destroying diet, they've had the shakes, they've done the meal replacements, they've looked at, getting surgery, they've done lots of different things already, and I guarantee that soup and shake diets has already been something that they've tried. I'm just kind of pulling my hair out after seeing this tweet, really. Like, how sustainable, how realistic is it to continue being on a soup diet for the rest of your life? Soup for breakfast, soup for lunch, and probably soup for dinner as well. How satisfying is that as a meal, to drink something without having to chew it? I mean, there's so many pleasures to be gained from eating, right? And that is part of the problem. Because it's so enjoyable, it's going to be very, very difficult to get someone to switch from eating to just drinking some shake or some soup, right? It's just not as satisfying, and it's not sustainable, and it's not going to be something that we can rely on to help these people who are overweight and obese, because it's actually about educating them to not have to give up everything that they love, but to trim things down, to bring in the edges, to change their relationship with food, to move away from calling food healthy and unhealthy, from calling it good or bad food. It's all food, it's just whether you're getting enough of the right kind of food and whether you're getting enough or more than enough calories. And in the case of someone that has become overweight or obese, they've consistently been in a situation where they've been in a calorie surplus for an extended period of time, usually. And it's not that the weight creeps up overnight, it doesn't just appear overnight, it's because of everything that they're doing outside of when they're having these shakes in their diets. It's outside of these clubs and plans and programs that they follow, because ultimately it comes down to consistency and adherence. Can they stick to whatever it is that you set them for the long term? And I guarantee that at least 90, 95, probably 100%, let's stick my neck out, at least 100% of the people that do these soups and shake diets will not want to continue afterwards. Because for me, the word diet has been used incorrectly. Like, the actual word diet means a way of life, whereas most people treat it as if diet is something that you do before you go on holiday. A diet is something that you do to get into shape. It's a temporary thing, whereas it should be something that you do forever, that you can see yourself doing forever. And if you ask these people who are going to be given these soup and shake diets whether they're going to be able to, or they can see themselves keeping it up, I bet you all of them are going to say no. I bet you that they've already tried 101 other different ways of eating and drinking in terms of something gimmicky, something faddy that promised that it would somehow change their relationship with food overnight. And lo and behold, it didn't work. And then they were disappointed. And then they try the next thing. And Hancock's now turning around and saying that another 5,000 patients are going to be given these soup and shake diets. I'm like, we're already overstretched. The NHS is already overstretched. And to waste, frankly, I see it as a waste of money by trying to solve a problem with some kind of short-term solution is not the answer. It's about educating those 5,000 extra people with their relationship to food, with how they treat food, with how they treat exercise, with how they treat their lifestyle, with how they make all of those decisions on a daily basis, because it's accumulated over time. It's the cumulative effect of their knowledge and education around the things that have impacted their relationship with food. If you improve their relationship with the food in the first place, they don't need some quick fix that isn't going to work anyway. We know deep down that they're never going to work. And by work, we mean, can we see ourselves continuing it in a month's time, in 6 months' time, in a year's time? Because if the answer is yes, then great. I'm all for it. But usually, with soup and shake diet type things, the answer is no. I can't see myself continuing this. How many times have you heard your friend say, oh, I used to do that club that used to watch my weight, and it worked whilst I was on it, but then as soon as I stopped, I piled it all back on again. How many times have we heard this, and yet people still repeat the same mistakes and think that the next thing is going to be the thing that fixes it all and quick sharp? It's never going to happen. I think Hancock's making a mistake. What are your thoughts? Drop me a comment below this video if you're watching this live. Drop me a comment in this number or to this number if you're watching this later on. What are your thoughts on what Hancock is proposing to do in terms of dishing out these soup and shake diets to help people with obesity and being overweight?